What's going on, everybody? As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's do a correct intro. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Now we're in business, ladies and gentlemen. Something was going on with the intro there. But we are here. Listen, it's Tuesday night. You know what that means. I have some of the biggest, the baddest, the best wrestlers of today and yesteryear. And guess what? This night is no different. You know why? Because I have a repeat. You know, if you're a repeat, ladies and gentlemen, you must be a VIP on this show, because I don't have many repeats on Unscripted, actually. But this person's a repeat because not only is he a very important person, he is a very important picker. And what I mean by picker, he is going to pick live here on Unscripted the SK Sportskeeda Awards, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a big thing that's going on. A whole lot of wrestlers and former talent from WWE, from all over the place, picking awards of numerous categories. So what we're going to do is we're going to get your questions after my guy picks his categories here live. And then we're going, again, like I said, we're going to get his questions. So let's look, we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my guy, former WWE commentator, Hugo Savinovich.
¡Ah, Tangana! ¡Ahí está la acción! ¡Elia Park viene! ¡La catapulta! ¡La cuenta del árbitro! ¡Uno, dos, por poquito! Keeping it real, Chris. Good to see you again. God bless you, my brother. And love to be here. Pleasure, and it was because it's you. Because I have the whole day I've been doing live things on Lucha Libre Online. Just went to church. They were celebrating my birthdays today. My birthday. So you know you gotta be important for me to choose to be on after working the whole day, going to church, doing my birthday, and then dropping my sister at her apartment, and then taking a shower, hitting the road because we have a Rey de Reyes, big show for AAA in Mexico, and I'm part of the creative team, so a lot of things are happening.
That's going to be headlined by Hijo del Vikingo against John Hennigan, right?
Yes,
On the
and
19th?
we're gonna be. We had a production meeting today with my boss of creative, which is Conan, and I'm so used to the names, Johnny Mundo or John Morrison, that his real name. I don't know for what we're doing. Our Conan is going to talk to him to see if we do something else with the Johnny, because people, I don't know. I just feel like we are creatures of habit, and that is not like in our vocabulary, that name. So we'll probably come on an agreement to work him with the first name Johnny, and then add something different to especially for me, for play-by-play. That name doesn't ring the memories of John Morrison or the other Johnny's.
What is he? Wasn't he Mundo in AAA before?
Yeah, Johnny Mundo, but because that was part of Lucha Underground, and you know how the rights go on names. So we have to find a happy medium. But I gotta feel like I'm connected to the stars in the ring to do the play-by-play, and I don't think I'm quite there for his real name. Nothing wrong with the real name. It's just that people are so used to other names of him that I'm trying to work around that, and my boss will take care of that. But we're looking forward. That match for the Mega Championship of AAA is going to be one of those dream matches. I think that Johnny brings the experience, the agility, the velocity, the style, and the looks. The guy looks terrific, and our young star, Hijo del Vikingo, will put on a show and a half. So Rey de Reyes, this 19, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be on Fight and also on Space.
Nice. How about Johnny Magnum?
Johnny Magnum, yeah, but we still have to be careful with you never know who has the freaking rights for those names.
Yes,
and once you air it,
you never know. That's
true.
They
want to get payday, and you gotta be careful with that.
You got to do a lot of research, even if you do like Johnny Computer, like that still might be somebody's name.
Yeah, you have to become like a scientist.
Yes,
today to do named creatives. Yes.
Yep. I agree. You ready to get into these categories, my man?
Let's hit it, my brother. Let's hit it.
All right. Let's start out with the first category is the best international superstar. The people nominees are Hijo de Vikingo, the current AAA mega champion, Kazuchika Okada, Kota Ibushi, Will Ospreay, or the Laredo Kid. Hugo, your pick.
Wow. Even though Hijo del Vikingo is our mega champion, I think I got to go with Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid, even though he doesn't have our main championship, I think that you got to give it to him. He works all the time from Mexico, United States, just everywhere. What an attitude. What a crowd pleaser. What a performer. Passionate. 100% in the ring. So to me, I don't want our champion to get upset, Hijo del Vikingo, but I got to go with Laredo. Nothing wrong with any of the names you mentioned. They all deserve it. You just got to pick one, and I got to go with Laredo Kid.
Nice. Let's go with the best storyline of the year. Nominees are Hangman Page versus Kenny Omega, Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Big Baker DMD, Edge versus Seth Rollins, or Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo.
Wow. I got to go with the Edger. I think just the fact that he could have had sat at home, beautiful wife, beautiful family, beautiful home, and he chose to go back, and he had to do it in those rough times where there was no crowds, and do those dangerous matches like with Randy Orton. So I think the storyline with him, not just because of the storyline, but because of what he brings to the game, you got to give it to the storyline with Edge.
Nice. Let's go with the best rookie of the year. The nominees are the handsome devil Hook, Jade Cargill, current TBS champion, Braun Breaker, current NXT champion, Tony D'Angelo, rising NXT star, or another rising NXT Women's Star Cora Jade?
That's the son of Steiner.
Ron Breakker. Yeah.
Yes, I think Breakker brings not just the tradition of the Steiners, but I think that he has that thing we call it, that it's just a matter of time where he no longer looks at what his family has done, but it's like, it's my time now. I'm gonna kick butt now, and it's my time. And I see that he's got the potential to do it, and I believe that the company wants to push him, and I see that fire, that hunger in his eyes, and I gotta go with him. Everybody that I talk to says that he's got a good attitude, and he wants to keep learning. And like a Shawn Michaels or somebody else like him will come around, and Triple H when he was still there, and he will take advice from the right people. And also he has learned who to listen to, and that is the key for rookies.
Yeah, good. The best tag team of the year, Hugo. The nominees are the Good Brothers, current Impact Tag Team Champions, RK Bro, The New Day, the Lucha Brothers, or current SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos.
Wow, I'm good friends, and I love the Lucha Brothers. But one of the things I have always told our fans is I'm going to shoot straight, and I have to give it to the Uso Brothers. I believe that they bring the essence of tag team wrestling with a good psychology, and they are crafted, and they bring just so much passion and energy. You cannot overlook that. So I got to go with them, even though I love the Lucha Brothers, but and all the names you mentioned, they are good, but Usos, you got to go with the Usos.
Nice. All right, and lastly, the best comeback of the year 2021. The nominees are CM Punk, CM Punk, Becky Lynch, Brock Lesnar, Christian Cage, or W. Morrissey.
Even though Tony Khan has not done a good job with CM Punk, especially when they just put him to do commentary, just got me so upset. But I still believe that CM Punk's comeback, over 7 years waiting, I wish I would have had something to do with the creative part, because I would have had to strangle Tony Khan and whoever would stop to give CM Punk a chance. He gave a better opportunity creatively to Daniel Bryan than he did to CM Punk, and my money was on pushing CM Punk, because Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him, he was already made. But with CM Punk, it was a controversial figure that left on not his own terms, fired on his honeymoon by Vince McMahon. Wow, you had such a powerful story to bring him back, bring him as an ass kicker, and they just brought him back like a professional TV person, like not at CM Punk, but I still have to give it to him. The fact that he came back was what counts. Not giving Tony Khan any credit for the job they done. Perhaps in the last month and a half, they improved a little bit with him, but I think that his comeback was news. And CM Punk, if he is portrayed the right way and creatively, if AEW people, now you just got to say Tony Khan, if he does the right thing, I think that CM Punk could shock the world again. But he's got to have no respect for AEW or Tony Khan. He has to kick ass to come back and do what he did for many years. That's that straight shooter. But I still go with his comeback.
Very nice. Well, that is the Sportskeeda Awards, and we're going to take a few questions. But before we take a few questions, speaking of Tony Khan, I mean, the biggest news of 2022, perhaps in the pro wrestling world, is that Cody Rhodes and Brandi Rhodes have parted ways from All Elite Wrestling. All three of them had statements, very amicable statements, very professionally put together statements. Wow. I mean, there's so many backstage things that's going around now as far as the reason why Cody left and things like that. There's it seems like a WWE return is imminent. Before we go to the questions, Hugo, what are your thoughts of this this chart busting, news that's going on here as far as Cody, one of the EVPs, one of the founding fathers of AEW. Cody was the person who really put AEW on the map when it came to the deal that he had, and it really started with the Roman Reigns beef with him on Twitter. Started about selling out a crowd that used momentum, and they had some ROH affiliation at the time that helped them. They had some NWA affiliation helped them. But they were able to sell out a crowd of 10,000 people, and that really was a launch pad. All Out was a launch pad to really All Elite Wrestling. And, I mean, Cody Rhodes was really one of the, if not the biggest influence to make AEW a thing, and now he is gone from the company. What are your thoughts?
Wow. Today it's my birthday, and my partner, president of Lucha Libre 9, Javier Gonzalez, I have to, in this business, you have to keep that phone on when you do what we do. So that phone stays on, and it was ringing, and I pick it up, and Javier says, "Gotta wash your face. Forget about taking a bath or a shower. You gotta hit this." And I said, "What happened?" It says, "Hey, it's official. Tony Khan had just do a press release that Brandi and Cody are no longer with AEW." So I wash my face right away, set up the place. I go on, and it went from one news of the release into just more and more information coming out. And just to make this story that went the whole day on my birthday, to even TMC having the scoop on that really made sense. That the two of them were polite in their declarations, but the real truth that TMC and other people were reporting to us was that their relationship was really bad, and it all happened when Tony decided that he was going to be the number one kahuna, the boss, El Jefe, and he was the owner. So he took the creative power from all the vice presidents, and mainly from Cody Rhodes, who was, like you said, the founder with Tony, and that was not working. And when we heard first that he hadn't already signed the deal, the contract, I knew something was happening. And then when TMC said that they were not on good terms and that it was imminent, that was the word that TMC used, and that he was going to be signing with WWE, but they did not know about Brandi. Then it was a shocker, because when you are a young company like AEW, first, the big mistake, I don't care if you're Vince McMahon or whoever you are, that includes my company, my boss there, and even Conan, who's the creative boss, he has me, and we have other two people that we're training. You got to put minds together. I mean, you cannot be a lone ranger in this industry. As develops, even as we speak, new things are happening. And I think that the same mistake that WWE did when they didn't make Jericho a better offer, I think that, as we reported last Friday, Tony did make a big offering for Cody to stay. And obviously at that time, now that we know what TMC was reporting, I don't think money was no longer the problem, because I reported also that they already had communications with Cody. And I knew that when it came to money, for Vince, this was the moment, as a shark, when they smelled the blood of attacking one of the big, like you mentioned, Chris, foundations of AEW, and without him doing too much, just signing Brandi and Cody, talking about WWE and Vince McMahon, it's taking like the passion, the heart the founding father of AEW, and I think that Tony made a big mistake. And the thing with power in this business, and if we go back, we could study from the Inoki company in Japan and Giant Babas, as I worked there when I was younger. They had the biggest TV contracts, and somewhere their own egos and stuff, and the desire of making it more like real and more shoot, whatever you call it, strong style. They lost the big TV contracts and went into little contracts, and then finally to no contracts with TV. And whenever there was like gigantic money disappeared from Japan. And I think that same mistake that Vince did with Jericho, Mr. Tony Khan just made it with Cody Rhodes. There's no way that you, as a young company, could afford to have this type of situation. And when it's official and Cody Rhodes' name is announced, not only you bring one of the founding vice presidents of AEW, you bring back the memory of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And if you bring Brandy next to him, it puts together not like a white company, but with Brandy, it's like a new era where his wife, it's not, and I'm not getting racial here, I'm just talking about the reality. I think he brings that American Dream, that pride, and also the fact of a new generation with this beautiful black, beautiful woman. And I think and that will sell you tickets and get you ratings, plus the fact that people will be curious of what the heck is he going to say in WWE about what happened in AEW.
Very interesting. Very nice. All right, so we got a few minutes. Let's do a lightning round of questions here. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's start with Anirban. Referring to Dark Side of the Ring, killing of Bruiser Brody, how was that situation seen in Puerto Rico? And was there more happening behind the scenes with Carlos Colon and Jose Gonzalez?
It should have never had happened. It was horrible. I was great friends. At the time, I was married to Wendi Richter, who is an ex-WWE champion and Hall of Famer. I was married to Wendi. We were very good friends with Frank. As a matter of fact, when his death occurred, the wife and the kid asked me to be the person in charge of doing the funeral, and for him, that's how close we were. And I was, and I'm still friends with the invader Jose Gonzalez. It was wrong what had happened, but you have seen so many documentaries and stuff that it's not real, because what this happened was an old baseball stadium with that type of baseball places where you have your boxes here, and then there's a shower with a thick crystal door and a double glass door. And once you come in, I mean, you cannot see anything unless you go in. And there was two people there, and that was Bruiser Brody, Frank, and Jose Gonzalez, the invader. And whatever happened, it happened between two guys. And all the other stuff you hear from and I love Tony Atlas and all of that, it's a lot of stuff that really didn't happen, because there was no way you could see what happened unless you went inside. And we know that he was stabbed, Frank was stabbed, and the only guy inside was the invader. So we know that what had happened was between them. The jury found Jose Gonzalez innocent, and that did not close this case, because people were upset. The Puerto Rican people were angry, and I'm still upset that it happened, because there was such a long beef between them from the old WWE, well, when it still was Worldwide Wrestling Federation, and it was Vince McMahon's father running it, and they did not like each other, and it was just a lot of stuff. I would have rather have told them, let's work this weekend, and then just not bring him back. But when this became this horrendous situation, you have heard stuff and seen stuff of people that are not telling the truth. They don't know what the heck was happening there. And it was two people inside of a double shield glass door in an old baseball stadium. And the truth was, two guys went in, one came out stabbed, and It was just the Invader and him. So that we're not saying that didn't happen. But all the stuff that you hear that this happened or the other thing happened, it is a lie because only 2 people were in there. My friend, Dr. Hector Gonzalez, was there, and he told my friend, Dr. Hector Gonzalez, tell my wife and my boy that I love him, because Frank was not very expressive. And what killed Bruiser, remember, he was a guy of over 300 pounds. What killed him was he had taken aspirins during the day. A big guy like that, they couldn't stop the hemorrhage of the blood, but it should have never happened. But whatever you see on documentaries and stuff you hear, it is crap, because it should have never happened. It was horrible, but they embellished stuff. And I am so upset about that, because a friend of ours died and there was no winners. I mean, this was just a horrible thing. It took me as a producer over 2 years to get the territory back. And I still will tell you, like I'm telling you right now, it should have never happened. I think that Jovica and Carlos had to be the leaders and say, you know what, we just let him finish this weekend, and then we're not going to bring him back. But you leave 2 guys hard-headed like Frank and Jose, who had this beef for years, and you put him in an environment where there's like 2 guys that are not going to back down, and it led to this horrendous thing. But my whole point here is it did happen. The jury found him innocent, but even if the jury found it innocent, it should have never happened. It wasn't right. Frank died of hemorrhage. He had taken aspirins, and it was just horrible. But whatever you hear on these documentaries and stuff, that crap did not happen. The truth was 2 guys went into that shower. We heard screams, and then he was holding the side, and they could not stop the hemorrhage. And the first doctor that took care of him was one of my best friends, Dr. Hector. And it just hurts me, because it should have never happened. It was wrong. And I believe that leadership did not do their things. I think that they're correcting. I think Jovica and Colon should have said, we'll take care of this weekend. You don't deal with him. And I could set a big example. And they're 2 of my best friends. He's my boss and creative, Conan, and La Park. I mean, the toughest son of a gun you could meet. He told a guy from a cartel that put a gun to his head, and I'm going to tell the whole story perhaps next time. And because they were charging his son to be allowed to sell things in that Coliseum, you had to pay the cartel, and they didn't pay it, so he wasn't allowed to sell, the wrestling items. When the guy from the cartel came into the restaurant to take pictures, LA Park said, "No, I'm not gonna take pictures," and blah blah blah. Next thing you know, the guy puts the gun on LA Park. LA Park says, "Hey, you didn't let my son sell it. You're gonna kill me. You're gonna kill me." But what I'm saying is, there's certain things that could be avoided, and that could have been avoided. Leadership has to take control, and I don't think that Colon and Jovica were the right leaders at the time. I think that they should have taken the power of the booker, as it was called back then, and say, okay, I will take care of this, or Jovica, we will take care of Bruiser, Brody. We will tell them all the directions, whatever. Just like Conan did on the last show we did in Monterey. He let the owner of the company take over because he didn't have that good relationship with LA Park. And I think that was a smart thing until things get cool and the 2 sit, the 2 professionals. But you got to be careful. Humans, we let our emotions take control. And sometimes emotions become very dangerous things. And that's what happened.
Very nice. Quick thoughts on Stone Cold Steve Austin coming back.
Wow. Dream match. They're talking about KO. I wish second night you could have just that exception that it's Stone Cold. And he has addressed the fact that he would love to have a match with Brock Lesnar. And I think that you could make the exception to the rule, make Brock wrestle the first night, creatively make Stone Cold just come in and distract him, set the whole thing up for the second night. and give the people that dream match that they will not forget. But I think they're going with Kevin Owens. He's already talking bad about Texas. It will still be great when you have Stone Cold coming back after 19 years. That injury with Owen Hart, God rest his soul. It's in Texas. It's huge news. I wish it could be second night Brock against Stone Cold, but I know the way they're handling it will probably be KO.
Interesting. Well, we got a row, but gotta honor super chat, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta honor the super chat. Got to give the people what they want here, and that is from Rolland. Let's see here. I gotta go down here and get it. Here we go. Rollins asking, you were married to Wendi Richter on Raw. Did Becky Lynch remind you of Cyndi Lauper? Any thoughts on the evolution of the women's division since the 80s? Who was the greatest female wrestler ever?
Wow, so much controversy because now we go with what is politically correct, and everybody talks horribly about Lillian or Fabulous Moolah. And yes, she did a lot of things that were not right. But my whole thing is, why, when a woman does something, she's evil. If a guy sleeps with all the women, wow, what a macho guy. Women does the same thing. And I'm a pastor, evangelist, and an apostle, but I'm very truthful to my comments. And I said, when a woman does something wrong, boy, she is evil. When a guy doesn't, oh, he's a macho guy. So whatever she did, if you think about it, Chris, they accuse her of doing this, or pimping the other girls that worked for her or whatever. So if you accuse her, what about the guys that took advantage of this deal? What about the promoters that were involved in this deal? Because, Wendi was my girlfriend, then she was my wife, and I stayed at the complex in South Carolina, and she always treated me with respect. We wrestled in mixed tags together. I'm not saying she was an angel, but if you're going to blame somebody, man, you got to blame everybody. I think that Wendi, not because she was my wife, but I think she brought that. She was tall, good muscles. The story of Managed by Cyndi Lauper, Captain Lou Albano, Piper was around. Those were the days of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. And it was huge, which showed even back then that if you knew what to do and treated the ladies the right way, they were as good as a product as the guys. It's just that whatever women had to do, they had to do it 5 times better than the guys to be acknowledged equals. So to me, I love what we're watching now. I am in the process too of helping AAA and Conan of creating a stronger women's division. A lot of the girls that we have, and even Consejo Mundial de Lucha, they could kick ass. We have some Mexican girls from our company, AAA, to our competition, which is Arena Mexico, Familia Ruteros, that they will dance circles around a lot of girls. And a lot of the improvement on the Japanese girls came from them going to train to Mexico. And right now people are starting to acknowledge, that style of the lucha style. And I just wish that we had more opportunities of seeing more of the Mexican girls. Fabi Apache, we have Lady Shani. We have 3 girls that are called Las Tóxicas, which they kind of stole on NXT. They just changed a little bit of it. And we're building them as sexy, beautiful. But the 3 of them could even get a guy, one of our guys, and give a run for his money. These girls are beautiful, sexy, and they could kick butt. And I'm just excited that American wrestling with women are becoming much and much better. And I just want to see more equal opportunities so we could see more, not just what we see now, which is good, but I think we still have room to get better and better and better women wrestling. And I think that this could be the year, especially what's going to happen with the Elimination Chamber and all this stuff. And even though I don't like what has happened in, with the shows in where we're talking in the Middle East with the kingdom there. I don't even like to mention their name because I still believe it's blood money. I got a lot of heat and with WWE because of that, and that story. But I think that even them are changing, and they're letting women be part of the industry there. So I think that a lot of things will happen that will give women a better opportunity. And be on the lookout for AAA. We are about to announce something big with women in Mexico in Lucha.
Nice. And you're quickly, who's your greatest female wrestler ever?
Wow. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm not going to get a lot of heat, but Moolah was a master. Even though Moolah screwed, the real screw job did not happen in Montreal. It happened in New York. Jack Latz was the referee, and it was my wife against Moolah, dressed like the Spider Woman. And the referee, who was a good friend of mine, was told by Vince McMahon to screw Wendi, and he did. And Wendi almost wanted to break. She ran out of the garden, by the way. That was the first screw job. So I still go with, I like Fabulous Moolah, Mildred Burke. I like, I'm a good fan of Fabi Apache. Asuka, I like, but you go like for a long time, and I don't know. I know I'm going to get a lot of heat because I say this, but I think that you cannot just take the bad. You got to go with the good and bad. But she was like the door that opened up a lot of places for a lot of the girls. My wife at the time, Wendi, would have never been managed by Cyndi Lauper if she wasn't trained right, and be on the road and do all of that. And yeah, perhaps be upset with Moolah sometimes, but I still have to go with the Fabulous Moolah, because she knew how to sell herself and was able to talk to the biggest, toughest promoters in the world, and she ruled her division for over 50 years.
Very nice. Let the listeners know one more time about the Rey de Reyes on February the 19th. We have Johnny Unknown right now.
Yes.
That's his name, Johnny Unknown, Johnny Blank, Johnny fill in the blank, against the champion, my guy, Hijo del Vikingo. 24, right? 24, young guy.
Yes,
right?
young guy.
Yeah, 24.
He's going to get
a
better.
lot of time left. Yeah.
He just had a baby with one of our young stars, with Addis. And I think that baby is going to put more of a serious. Not that he's not serious, but something happens when you become a father or a mother in this business, where things just take a different perspective. I think he's going to be more passionate than now, and he is passionate already. And I think a match with Johnny, whatever name Conan will decide, and when they talk to each other, Johnny and him, would be a match, to, I don't know, maybe a candidate for one of the best matches of 2022. And just the whole card brings a lot of action, and we're doing like a hybrid in Lucha Libre of AAA. And be on the lookout, Chris, and give you the heads up. Soon, you're not only going to be talking about AEW or WWE. Something big is about to happen soon with AAA, and the event is going to be on Fight and Space on the 19th. It's from Veracruz, and we're going to work hard to give our fans worldwide a great lucha show.
Yep. Give me a 30-second answer to what were the two major differences of working for Carlos Colon and Vince McMahon.
Just a different perspective from running an island, the mind of running an island, and Vince making the world an island. He somehow, the father ran a territory, regional territory. Vince changed it. And all promoters wanted to kill him back then. And he made something small, the whole world. That's the difference. His mind, he was a visionary that never looked at it just as a product for the United States. And a little thing that is not known, I was one of the guys in charge, first creative, and then producing the producers and the talents from the Koreans to the Russians, to make him think how we recognize the psychology of the product known as WWE.
Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, wrestling legend mind, just competitor, commentator, creative, Triple C, ladies and gentlemen. Hugo Savinovich, and I am Dr. Chris, and this is Unscripted, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night, everybody. Catch Ray De Reyes. Where can we find this at on Twitter?
Fight TV or Space, and a little call. Damas y caballeros, es Stone Cold. It's Stone Cold into WrestleMania 38. Brutal.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.